In my previous video, we have discussed about big O notation. In today's video, we'll formally define what do you mean by omega and the theta notation. Coming to the omega notation, I have defined omega notation as omega notation can be defined as it is a function t of n is said to be omega of g of n, which is denoted by t of n is equal to omega of g of n. I can write this as t of n is equal to omega of g of n. Omega of g of n. If t of n is bounded above some constant multiples of g of n, for all larger values of n, if there exists a positive integer c and a positive integer n naught satisfying the statement t of n greater than or equal to c into g of n. When you compare omega with respect to big O notation, the only difference was there it was less than or equal to. Now here it is greater than or equal to. Now to put it in the form of a graph, if my x-axis denotes the size of input and y-axis denotes a function which gives the time complexity, I can say that if this is my t of n, I can have c into g of n at this position. This is my n. So if you see t of n is always greater than or equal to c into g of n. If this condition is true, then I can write t of n is equal to omega of g of n. Let me take an example. Let us consider the same example wherein t of n is equal to 3n plus 2. I have taken this example even for the big O notation. G of n is equal to n. Now this implies that t of n is greater than or equal to c into g of n. So this is nothing but 3n plus 2 greater than or equal to c into g of n. Now in this case, I need to find what is the value of c and what is the value of n naught. I need to find both these values. Now let's see what might be the value of c. First I will assume c to be equal to 1. If I assume c to be equal to 1, this becomes 3n plus 2 greater than or equal to n. 3n plus 2 is equal to 1 into n. So this is 3n plus something greater than or equal to 1n. So this is true. This looks true at this particular moment. Now let's see c is equal to 2. If c is equal to 2, this becomes 3n plus 2 greater than or equal to 2n. Even this also looks fine. 3n plus 2 is greater than or equal to 2n. Even this also looks fine. Now let me take c is equal to 3. 3n plus 2 greater than or equal to 3n. Even this also looks fine. For c value is equal to 2. Now let's take one more example for c is equal to 4. 3n plus 2 greater than or equal to 4n. This is for a value c is equal to 4. For a value c is equal to 4. For a value c is equal to 4, this is 3n plus something is greater than or equal to 4n. Now at this particular, this was 3, sorry. This was 3, this was 4. At this moment, 3n plus something is greater than or equal to 4n. So this fails. This fails. The nearest value of c which is true is c is equal to 3. So in this case, my c value is 3. Now let's check what might be the value of n. What might be the value of n? That is, I need a value for n naught. Now keep substituting the value. So this is 3n. Function was 3n plus 2 greater than or equal to 3. C value was 3 into n. Now if I take n value as 1, if my n value was 1, this becomes 3 into 1 was 3 plus 2 is 5 greater than or equal to 3 into 1 is 3. This looks fine. Now if I take n is equal to 2, so 3 into 2 is 6, 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 greater than or equal to 3 into 2, 6. Even for this also it is true. Even if I take n is equal to 3, it is also fine. But the nearest one is n is equal to 1. So my n naught value is 1. So in this case, I can write 3n plus 2 is equal to omega of n. I can write 3n plus 2 is equal to omega of n. Let's try to do a comparison with respect to the standard efficiency class. Let me take the efficiency class as here 1 less than log n less than root n less than n less than n log n less than n square less than n to the power of 3 2 power n less than 3 power n less than n factorial. Now let me write the first one that I have used. Can I have n square? N square is equal to big O of n square is equal to omega of, there is big omega of n cube. So if you see, T of n should be greater than or equal to C into G of n. Now whether this is true, this is absolutely false. I can't use this omega with respect to n square on the left hand side and n cube on the right hand side. But if I write something like this, is it valid? Is this valid? N cube is equal to omega of n square. Yes, this is true. Now can I have n factorial is equal to big O of log n? Please note that on the left hand side it should have an higher order function, and on the right hand side it should have a lower order function. In this case n factorial is greater when compared to log n. So this is fine. Now let me take one more. 2 power n is equal to n cube. Sorry, I have not used any asymptotic notation. 2 power n exponential is equal to big O of n square. Big O of n square. Is this true? On the left hand side I have a higher efficiency class. Yes, this is true. Now if I have something like n cube is equal to big omega of 3 power n. Is this a valid statement? Is it true? No, this is not true. This is about the omega notation. Coming to the definition of theta, a function t of n is said to be theta of g of n, denoted by t of n is equal to theta of g of n if t of n is bounded above and below by some positive constant multiples of gn for all larger values of n if there exists some positive constant c1 and c2 and some non-negative integer n naught such that c2 into gn should be less than or equal to tn, which should be less than or equal to c1 into g of n. Now if you see this theta notation, I can say this theta in case of theta notation, t of n can contain any functions. T of n can contain any functions which has the same rate as g of n. In case of big O notation, it was just only this part. T of n was less than or equal to C1 into G of n. Therefore, there in case of big O notation, it was just above. In case of theta notation, it was T of n greater than or equal to C into G of n. Hence, there it was just below. I think while giving the definition of omega notation, I might have made a mistake. Rather than changing the word I should have changed the word from above to below. Please note that particular change. Now coming back to this, let me take the same old example to make you understand the concept of theta notation. Let my T of n be 3n plus 2 and my G of n be equal to n. Now how I can write this? In order to express 2n plus 2 is equal to theta of n. I should express in this form. C2 into, what is g of n? G of n is nothing but n less than or equal to 3n plus 2 less than or equal to C1 into g of n into g of n. Now we have already solved this part. 3n plus 2 less than or equal to C1 into Gn. Now in that case, what was the value of C? If you have noted C value here in this case, rather than writing it as C, I have called it as C1. C1 value was 4 there, and the value of N0, there was 2. Now coming to this part of the thing, wherein this is nothing but my omega notation. In case of my omega notation, if you have noticed, C2 value was 3 and my N0 value was 1. N0 value was 1. Now, among this N0 is equal to 2 and N0 is equal to 1. So in first case when it was expressed only this part, 3n plus 2 less than or equal to C1 into g of n, when my N0 was 1, it was false. When N0 was true, it was true. In this case, when N0 is 1, it was true, and even for N0 is equal to 2 also, this was true with respect to the omega notation. Therefore, when I combine this two together, my N0 value should have a value of 2, the bigger one. Now, how to write this in the form of, how to express this in the form of a graph? So this was my input n. Now let me take this as my t of n. Now in this case, I will come to this particular part. T of n less than or equal to, T of n is less than or equal to C1 into g of n. Now coming to this particular part. This is C2 into g of n. And this was my N0, wherein my N0 value was 2. So this should be clear. Or I have mentioned here that t of n can contain all the functions which has the same rate as that of g of n. Note that in case of big O notation, it was t of n should contain all functions which are having a lesser or the same rate as compared to g of n. In case of omega notation, t of n should contain all functions which are having a higher, which were having a higher value, or the same rate as compared to g of n. Hope this is clear. This is about the asymptotic notation. The other two asymptotic notation, that is small o and small omega, are similar to that of big O and big omega notation. But only difference is with respect to small o, we should consider only lesser value, not the equal value. In case of small omega notation, we should consider only greater than thing, not the equal part. So this is about asymptotic notation. And finally, to conclude, I can say that big O notation represents the tight upper bound. It represents the tight upper bound. Please don't get confused with respect to the worst case time complexity. I have seen that most of the students get confused with asymptotic notations to the best case, worst case and the average case. Note that the best case, worst case and average case comes into picture when when the input is being changed. For an algorithm, if I change the input, if the number of times the basic operation gets executed changes, then we can express it as the best case and the worst case. That is, best case will be the minimum number of times the basic operation gets executed, and worst case would be the maximum time the basic operation gets executed. So big O always represents the tight upper bound, and omega, that is small big omega, represents the tight lower bound. Yeah, this is about the asymptotic notation. Thank you.